Hi, my name is Phil Liu. I'm a volunteer board member here at PNSQC, and at this year's conference, we just had Johanna Rotham give a talk, and I was really excited to hear you talk about Agile. But you were talking about it from a little bit of a different light, from a management perspective. And I noticed that some key points about teams working together and different working methods like mobbing and so forth. And I thought it very enlightening. I was wondering if you could talk a little bit about maybe some of your experiences in Agile in problems that are not really technical related, but people or management related.
So almost all the problems we have in organizations are people problems. They manifest themselves differently, but it's all about the people. And it's often about the management people who might not understand how a technical team works, which is one of the reasons I call myself a management geek. And we find it very comfortable to have our little silos, right? We understand how to do development. We understand how to do testing. We might understand this product or we might understand that product. And that's not how Agile really works. Agile really works when you have a cross-functional team who work together to move a story across the board. And that a lot of people have lost that, overlooked that, don't really get it, and that's not about Scrum or XP or Kanban or anything. It's all about the umbrella of Agile. How do we actually move a feature across the board to deliver it so we can see the value of it?
And so a lot of your talk focused on the definition of done and releasable software. And I guess you've run into a lot of companies that make mistakes in that area, and that's why you stress that?
Yeah, it's not so much that they make mistakes as they don't realize that you cannot recognize value until you could release it, right? So talking about doing something and getting it 90% of the way there, that's not enough. You need to actually finish it and get it out the door. Now, there are plenty of products, especially if you have hardware and software products, where you cannot really marry everything to get it out the door on a regular basis. So in that case, you have to have internal demos, internal releases, and you have to think about it. In the program management book and in the Agile and Lean project management book I'm writing now, I have a picture of the potential release frequency. And software as a service, you could release every day, multiple times a day. And we know that Facebook and Google do this, right? That's not a problem. And then there's, on the other side, hardware and software products, where the cost to release is very high. So you don't want to release all the time. And in between, we have this continuum. And the real question is, where are you on this continuum? Could you use your product as software as a service and release all the time? And if you could, why are you not? And I don't mean this as a blame thing. I mean this as you can get value if you can release. So why not release?
You have one more question, and you're probably going to laugh at me, but when you're driving down the road and you see a construction crew, you often see a couple guys with shovels and you see 10 guys standing around. And so that reminds me of your methodology called mobbing that you talked about, how everybody crowds around one screen and they're working together. So if a manager walked by and they saw that, they might think, gee, 2 guys are working and 10 guys are standing around. So how does that really fly with management?
So until management has actually experienced mobbing, it's very hard for them to understand.
Yeah.
But in the construction industry, let me tell you a little story. Okay. The gas main people have been tearing up my neighborhood all summer. They started in April, and it's now October.
Right.
They were supposed to finish at some point. But they found a bunch of stuff that was not to code, that was not on the drawings, right? They discovered as they proceeded. And they often have times where one guy is doing the work and it's actually really critical work. And so the other guys are standing around saying, oh, did you know about this? And he'll say, oh, yeah, okay. And, oh, do you know about that? Yeah, I got that part. So they are actually mobbing. They are helping him get the work done. And then more often, they're all working together doing their own stuff.
Sure.
Right? The guy who's doing something with taking up the pavement. I don't know what he's doing, right? And then there's a guy. I mean, there's half a dozen of them, and they've been in my neighborhood all for the last 6 months. I don't know when they're going to end.
So us guys that are driving by, we don't know the whole story.
You don't know the whole story.
Okay.
And this is it's not a problem with management as long as management understands.
Right.
So it sounds like you understand.
A little bit.
Well, you probably understand. And the real, if you look at how much time people spend coding or writing tests, it's like 20% of the time. The rest of the time is thinking and talking with other people and making sure that they understand. So it's
Yeah.
not, we are not a code typing delimited industry and or test typing delimited industry. We are a learning delimited industry. So the faster we can learn, the better it is.
Well, it's great to be here and learn from you. Thanks, Johanna.
Thank you.